Hey, Hades Mega here, and I'm doing a show and tell video on this guy here, alright? DID 420V, alright? I think it's but it's an O-ring chain, alright? It's basically a 420 O-ring chain for Sur-On Light Bee, alright? So Hades Mega's gonna try this out. Okay, yeah, so I decided to buy a really nice chain this time around. I was talking to Ted during the Virginia City Grand Prix, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I just replace the chain often. It's really cheap. So the chains for this bike are really cheap. They're anywhere from like 20 to 30 bucks, okay, for just a regular chain, all right. And it turns out looking for a 420 O-ring chain is not easy, all right. So I'll say, like maybe you can get one from Lunicycle, but it's like kind of questionable on the quality. You want to buy like the best chain you can buy, all right. Primary drive chains are actually really good, and that's what I'm rocking right now. But Hades Mega is going to try this DID chain out, right? It's kind of like after every race, I have to like tighten the chain, all right? It's always like that. And when your chain has a lot of lateral movement, like side to side play, that means it's almost worn out, all right? That or your sprockets are worn out, one of the two. Now Hades Mega should probably replace his sprockets. I did replace the counter sprocket on my bike, so I think it's still good to go. And the rear sprocket doesn't need to be changed as much as the front sprocket, okay? But yeah, so there's this guy. I got this from Amazon for $53 or $53 or $54. I found out that you can get there's a used one for like 22 bucks, so I might snatch that one up also. I was like, no, how come I didn't see that before, right? It's like a used, I guess it's like an open box. Somebody bought it and they returned it or something. Hopefully it comes with everything. But anyway, this is brand new. It's sold, it comes from Amazon, so it may get to you fast or not. You know, sometimes Amazon's fast, sometimes they're not, all right? So let's take a closer look at this, and then Hades Mega is going to install it. O-ring chain's a little bit different to install than a non-O-ring chain. Obviously, you got the O-rings, all right, and it's going to be a little wider. You just got to make sure you put the O-rings, one set of O-rings behind the, behind the chain, and then one in the front before you put the plate on, right? And then you got to slather some lube on there. So Hades Mega is running a 48 tooth sprocket, all right. Pretty much the stock sprocket setup, but however I'm running smaller wheels, all right, so that gives me a little more torque than the stock setup, right? And I've been pretty happy with that. I've got 3 sets of wheels with 48 tooth sprockets on it, and I just interchanged before I used to have a bigger sprocket, like a 54 tooth or a 60 tooth sprocket, and I would have to change the chain every time I changed the wheels, and I didn't like that. So I picked one sprocket that I liked the best, and the 48 seems to be the one that I like the best. All right, it's still got good top speed, and it's got good torque. You know, it's punchy with the torque is what I'm saying. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, we're gonna give this a whirl, and we'll see how long it lasts. I think. The primary drive chain on this bike, I was gonna change it after the season, and it's pretty much the end of the season already. The spring season is finished, and it's summer now, and I haven't replaced it yet, and I feel like it's time to replace it. The adjusters are like halfway on the swing arm, all right. So yeah, I'm wanting to go change it, so we're gonna try this O-ring chain out. I have an O-ring chain on the other side, alright, it's some weird brand like SRT or something, but I went with the DID chain this time. I wanted to buy a name brand chain, not some no-name chain, alright, so this is DID, this is legit, man. A lot of the OEM manufacturers come with chains like this, alright, but I've never seen a 420 chain with O-rings, alright. They're not very common, because a lot of 420 chains are used in like mini bikes or like dirt bikes and stuff. So yeah. So one of the drawbacks to having, so here's the advantages and disadvantages of having an O-ring chain. All right, guys. If you don't know, O-ring chains require less maintenance because they have O-rings in them that keeps the grease or lubricant inside the chain. So it's not open, all right, it's sealed. That's what the O-rings are for, all right. So but the downside, so yeah, less maintenance, it's supposed to last longer, it lasts a lot longer, and we're gonna find that out with this, all right. So typically a roller chain, all right, a regular non-O-ring chain will last like will last me like a season, all right? Maybe 2 seasons, all right? But what I've noticed on the Sauron is when the chain starts to get old and really loose, your chances of throwing the chain are greater, all right? So you want to either keep the chain slack like very small, like so the chain slack is 10 to 15 millimeters on the Sauron. So I would keep it at the 10 millimeter, all right? And then yeah, so and when it starts to get old, make sure the chain is tight, okay? That's what I'm gonna say. You don't want it to come off, because it's come off a couple times on me, especially like during a race, and it sucks, guys. You do not want your chain to come off, right? It just derails itself, right? And that could be a number of things, all right? But I'm not going to go into it. The video's about the chain, guys. So we'll take a closer look at this guy. Okay, yeah. Also, so the disadvantage of the O-ring chain is it eats up power. Okay, you got the O-rings in there, and the chain is kind of tighter. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of questionable whether it does or doesn't, because it's more lubricated, is what I want to say. So I would think it would move smoother. If it moves smoother, it should eat up less power, right? But that's if you're keeping your non O-ring chain lubed all the time, all right? So it requires more maintenance, all right? You're gonna have to check it. You're gonna have to check the chain slack more. You might have to adjust it more, and you're gonna have to lubricate it more, all right? But a non O-ring chain supposedly allows you to have more power, all right? You have less power loss due to the O-rings, okay? The O-rings eat up power, all right? But the thing, so the reasoning for Hades Mega getting this is that my bike has plenty of power. Okay, guys? I'm running a 15 kilowatts on my Sauron with the KO factory spec setup, and I got plenty of power, more power than I really need. Or, well, not really. Sometimes it would be nice to have more power, but I got plenty of power, so why not, make the chain a little more reliable? All right, so that was my reasoning to go with this. All right, so we're gonna try it out. We'll see how long it lasts. I've had like O-ring chains last for a long time, like 10,000, 20,000 miles. All right, so. I'm hoping this will last at least a year, okay, of hard use. And really, I only use my bike for racing, so I don't really ride it around town all that much. But when I do ride it, I ride it hard, okay. So let's take a look at this. Like I said, you can get this on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description of the video where you can purchase this. Yeah, Amazon stocks it, so that's nice. So that means you can get it real quick, or if you needed to return it for whatever reason, right? Let's take a closer look at this, and I'll go ahead and install it, and then you guys can check it out when it's on the bike. All right, here you go, guys. This is it right here. All right, DID. This is the name brand stuff, guys. Professional O-ring, made in Japan. I've never seen a 420 O-ring chain before. All right, well, except for that SRT chain, but this is the real deal. All right, this is like probably one of the best chains that you can buy. All right, DID. DID. What else? What other brands are there? There's Regina. I think the Alta uses a Regina. Yeah. So this is the good stuff. This is the stuff that OEM manufacturers use. Okay. So this is a 420V. That's the model of the chain. It's for displacements 50 to 125 cc. So that's why you don't really see a whole lot of O-ring chain. Bikes this size are normally like, dirt bikes and stuff, right? I don't know what a Grom uses. Maybe a Grom uses a chain like this. All right, it says here O-ring, and it's a steel chain, okay? You want it to be steel, strong. It says here DID chain, 420 V-ring, 106, all right? So for 48-2 setup, you want 106 chain links, okay? If you're running something else, all right, like let's say you're running like a 42 or a 54, then you have to either shorten the chain. Yeah, if you were going to run a 42, you want to shorten this chain, and then you want to get a longer chain if you're running a bigger sprocket, all right? And it might cost a little more if you get a longer chain, obviously. But yeah, this one is 106 links. That's what you need for the 48 tooth, all right? That's a stock, pretty much the same size as a stock chain, guys, all right? And it says it's a clip O-ring. All right, so this has a clip type master link, so it's easy to install. Okay, guys. So here's the side of the box. All right, DID, made in Japan, professional O-ring, all the same stuff from the front of the box. All right, there's this side. This side, Daido Kogyo, made in Japan. Good stuff, man. All right, and here you got some instructions on the left here, and instructions in Japanese on the right here. So this is legit, man. This is Japanese. It's the good stuff. They even have a DID channel on YouTube. All right, guys. I think that's what the DID stands for, Daido Kogyo. Okay, the DI and the D, Daido. I never knew that, guys. So that's what DID stands for, Daido. Daido Kyogyo. Okay, and yeah. So let's go ahead and install it. It says there's a chain sag here, but the chain sag should be, or the chain slack should be whatever your bike's manufacturer is. All right, and for the Sur-Ron it's 10 to 15 millimeters. All right, and then there's the clip. It shows you installing the clip here, where to lubricate it. So you want to lubricate it on each side where the O-rings are. All right, don't get battery acid on it, obviously, right? These are the different master links. There's the rivet type. There's a press fit and clip type, and then there's a loose and clip type. I think this one might be the loose clip type. I'm not sure. Okay. One thing about the Sur-Ron is when you do any kind of maintenance on the jack shaft and stuff, you need to. The best thing to do is to remove the chain. Okay, so that's why it's nice to have a clip type master link. Other than that, I don't really take the chain off the bike. Okay. Let's go install. It says to lube it every 500 kilometers. I don't know how much that is. They say to use a 80W90 lubricant. Just use a lubricant that is O-ring safe, guys. All right. So when you buy here, let me get it. All right. So this is the chain lube that Hades Omega prefers. This DuPont Chain Saver. All right. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it on Amazon also. I'll put a link in the description where you can get this guy also. All right, but when you're buying chain oil, all right, look for this. All right, O-ring safe. All right, you want to make sure it's safe for O-rings. That's one of another thing about the O-ring chains is you need to have a specific lubricant that will not degrade the O-ring. Okay, if the O-rings go bad, then your chain is going to go bad faster. All right, that's the magic sauce. All right, that's the magic sauce that keeps the O-ring chain lasting longer, is the O-rings, guys. So if something happens to the O-rings, then it's not going to last as long. All right, and it'll be all bad. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and install this, and then maybe I'll have some clips here and there, but it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to install, guys. All right, here's what we got. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's unbox this so you guys can see what it looks like inside. Obviously, we just looked at the box. Sorry, guys. All right. Open it one of these sides like this. Open that. Okay, there should be the chain right here. It's in a nice little wax paper, and there should be a master link. All right, it doesn't. I guess the master link is inside where the chain is. It's probably going to be all waxy and greasy and stuff too. By the way, that's usually how they come. Okay, there it is. Okay, ain't she a beauty? So it's a gray chain, all right. It's nothing fancy. It's not a gold one, not a green one. It's kind of like a steel gray, all right, guys. And then this is the master link here, okay. It's a clip type master link. It has, does it have extra O-rings? No, it doesn't. Okay, it comes with a little grease packet here, all right. You want to grease the O-rings before you put it in, and grease the pin. But yeah, there's the pin. There's the end plate. And then there's a clip right here, okay, right there. Okay, and then we got four O-rings in there. Okay, it'd be nice if they give extra ones. Okay, but taking this chain apart is kind of a pain in the booty. All right, so you can see everything is all nicely riveted and everything. It says 420 DID, right, and you can kind of see the O-rings. There's just little black O-rings. The O-rings are right here, guys. They're here and here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and install it, and then I'll let you know how it goes. Yeah. go open up the pack. It's good to have a second Master Link also, guys. Okay, so you want to get this guy out. So I like to install it with the way you can read it. All right, so if you're going to install this on the other side, you want this to be on the top. All right, so I'm going to install it. It doesn't really matter, guys, but I like to install it the same way. Okay, there's the packet of grease. We're going to use that. I would, for this one, the grease is very important, okay? I would use the grease that comes with this one because this is an O-ring chain. All right, but I think any grease is okay. Okay, you're gonna get one of these O-rings, put it on the link like that, okay? Okay, I'm gonna put the other O-ring on there. Okay, now you're gonna get your packet of grease. Okay, open it up. Okay, and then what you're gonna want to do is grease the pin here. Oh, there's a lot. It's too much. Okay, and the grease should hold everything in there too. So. Okay, and then just slather it over everything. Okay, you want to get it around the O-ring and around the pins. All right, so this is a little bit different than a non-O-ring chain. I think some of the Surons come with O-ring chains. I don't know which ones. Maybe they all do now. So also another benefit I didn't mention about O-ring chains is they're quieter. Okay, they're quieter than non-O-ring chains, which is it's a good thing. Okay, you probably want to get some on the back plate there also. So I'm going to move the O-ring up. I guess that's a way to get some grease on the O-ring. I'm going to go squeeze some on the back there. Okay. Push it back, squeeze it, swirl it around a little bit, all right? Push this one back. All right, now we can go ahead and install it. Like I said, I'm gonna install it with the numbers facing up so I can read it properly when it's on the top of the chain. All right, we're gonna go put it in. We're gonna go and put it in. That's crazy, the camera can recognize my hand. There we go. Okay. 'Tis in there, guys. Now I'm gonna go get another O-ring. Okay, I got the grease all over my fingers already, so we're just gonna add a little bit of grease to that. All right, and then just get it on there. Okay, put it on this guy. Okay, we'll get the other one. Okay, so once you got everything all gooped up, go ahead and install the end plate. All right, the outer plate. Okay, it might be kind of hard to get in there too because the O-ring. Okay, this is where the Master Link pliers come in handy. All right, so you want to put the clip in. The closed end goes in the direction that the chain goes. All right, guys, if you don't know that. So the chain will normally spins this direction, so we want the closed part to go this way. Okay. Well, it's kind of hard to tell which one's which. All right. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I've been struggling with this, so I've got it like halfway on. It's not really on there yet. It's not in the groove. It's in the groove on the other one. So when you squeeze one, the other one wants to open up. So I don't know. Somehow I got it in there. And then, so now all I have to do is squeeze this, and then this should pop into the groove, all right? Hopefully. There we go. Okay. Should be on there now. This is like the most difficult Master Link I've ever installed, guys. I had to use like a regular pair of pliers because the other ones weren't doing it, man. But there it is. I think that's good. I hope that's good. Okay, there it is installed. All right, so what I had to do was kind of press on, yeah, I had to get it on here first. So my suggestion is make sure you sandwich all this, all right, the plate and the other clip, and then try to get it just this part on here first, all right. If you don't, this'll open up and it'll grab this, but it won't go all the way, all right. And then just do what I did, squeeze the master link, all right, squeeze it until it gets into the groove right there, all right. Man, that was really difficult. They made that too tight. Hopefully it'll loosen up in the future, so if I have to do this again, it won't do that, okay. So, but there it is, it's installed. So all I have to do is adjust the chain slack, and then we're done, all right. So yeah, man, what a pain in the ass. I'll tell you this, that's not gonna come out very easily. That's in there like super tight, all right. So I'm gonna go tighten it and then we'll be done. Okay guys, there it is, it's installed. All right, DID Japan, it's good stuff. All right, yeah, so it's kind of like the same color as the primary drive chain. All right, but there it is. I've already tensioned it and everything. I just need to torque the axle, and it's on there. So it's gonna be kind of tight for. I know it's gonna be kind of tight for a while. Is what I want to say. All right, still kind of need to break it in. All right, and there's gonna be a lot of grease, and it's gonna, if you're riding it off road, there's gonna be a lot of dirt on it. All right, so just. Yeah, when you see the grease come off, just spray it with some chain lube, all right? In fact, maybe I'll just put some chain lube on it also, so. Okay, so that's it. I installed it. Yeah, it was a real pain in the ass getting this in, all right, guys? Like I said, try to get the closed end part in first, all right? And try to get this to go over, because this will open up, and it'll go over this without it being in the groove, all right? Because it's open on the outside. This one won't do that, all right? So try to squeeze this enough where you can get this one in the groove first, all right? And get this one to go over there, and then all you got to do is squeeze it, and then it'll go in the groove, all right? The open end will go in the groove, all right? So yeah, I struggled with that, all right? I'm not gonna lie. So. Hopefully we won't have any problems with this chain, and hopefully I won't have to take my primary drive apart anytime soon. So okay, so all right, there it is. So that's a DID 420V, all right, chain, the O-ring chain, and yeah, I'll have a link in the description where you can purchase this, and maybe the master link pliers and the chain lube, right, that I use, right. Thanks for watching. Hayes McGout. Alright, if you guys want to hear what a Sur-Ron sounds like when it's got two O-ring chains, alright, so there's an O-ring chain on the primary drive, and then there's one on the secondary. This is what it sounds like. Sounds pretty good. Alright, it sounds like it did before. Alright, it's big up.
My chain! Oh no! 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 Shit! Last lap! Come on! Get the chain on there! Oh, the chain broke! Oh, it's bad.